morning, folks. Welcome to the Daily Dose of Dawn. Ooh, Mansplaining the Handmaid's Tale. Oh, that's right. For my ADHD portion of the audience, today I will just be giving a quick all-around recap of Season 3, beginning to end. Make sure we are all completely caught up for Season 4 that we will get started in the next episode. And for today, while we do this mansplanation, we're going to be playing a little bit of Mario Golf here. I got control of Bowser. Oh, playing against Donkey Kong on championship mode. We are facing off on the windy stage that I don't remember what the fuck the name of it is, but hey. I just remember it's a pain right in the ass, so see what goes on. Alrighty then. Oh, low energy. Alright, yeah. Okay. So, as y'all may recall, Season 2 ends off. June has got the ability to escape Gilead with the baby Nicole, but instead gives the baby to Emily and sends her away and stays in Gilead because she still needs to get Hannah out. And she's not leaving without her. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. So, our season opens with Emily and Nicole riding away from Gilead, and June is walking down the street heading there, and she is approached by Lawrence, the mysterious new commander that helped Emily escape. Alright. And Lawrence is like, "What the fuck's your problem, you dumb bitch? You are not getting another chance at this. Get in the fucking car, we'll hurry up with the truck, and we'll get you in there." And then she's all like, "Nope, I'm not going nowhere, and I need you to take me to Mackenzie's, because I want my damn mother-daughter back, too." And Lawrence, he reluctantly agrees. He's like, "Yeah, sure, I'll drop you up there." And, of course, June is very quickly caught by the Guardians attempting to see her daughter and is returned to the Waterfords. Serena, whom, as you might recall, had an opportunity to stop June, but chose not to give a better life for, her, quote, daughter. Yeah, such a fucking crazy bitch, but, whatever. Okay, she is mad that she gave the child to Joseph, Emily, whom she describes as a murderer. Alright, now when you first saw the episode where I bring this up, I didn't know what she was talking about there. Like, now I'm remembering she murdered that woman in the colonies, but I'm still like, this is a bit of a plot hole. Why does she know so much about that? Why does she know about that at all? And if they do know about it, why did they let her out of the colonies? Whatever, okay, fine. I guess, honestly, it seems like if you're a fertile woman, you can really get away with a lot in this world. But, be punished a lot in the way. Anyways, with June on her way out of the house, Serena decides to set fire to the place, leaving it all in ashes because it's a show about pissed off women, so something has to be set on fire. It just has to happen. Oh boy. Aunt Lydia returns from her epic beatdown at the hands of Emily. She's walking with a cane. She's still trying to do her thing. She checks in on June with Lawrence. And Lawrence has obviously got no time for her. He is just like, yeah, we did the ceremony. And they didn't. Because he doesn't want to do this ceremony bullshit. Because he doesn't really want kids anyways. Because his wife's mentally ill. And he kind of created a fucked up world. So, yeah, he doesn't really want to bring children into it anyways. But, oh shit. Government has to, so he's got to lie to them. I'm sure that won't come back to bite him in the ass later. And of course, our favorite driver, Nick, he has been promoted. He's no longer a driver. He's now. He is now a commander. Commander Nick. Unfortunately, he's not really any good to June because as a commander, he is getting promoted and deployed. Yes, he is off to Chicago to help quell the rebellion. Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Uh-oh. Oh, well, I just screwed that shot up pretty badly. Oh, yeah. Wow, really bad. Okay. Oh, boy. Oh, not terribly. Alright, we're back on track at least. Alrighty, so the Marthas and Lawrence's resident are running a resistance group right out of his house. And while Lawrence isn't really participating in it, he's not really stopping it either. Yeah. Alright, bam, into you. It's eventually revealed that while Lawrence is like pretty pivotal in creating Gilead, he's actually one of two people credited for its creation so far. We'll get to the second eventually. But he apparently seems to feel pretty shitty about it. So, I don't know. I guess that's alright. It's better than nothing. So eventually, the eyes show up at the Waterfords and they're like, hey, bro, we got this video of your daughter and what looks like the old handmaid's husband, Luke. Oh, shit. So now the Waterfords know where the kid is. And basically, Serena convinces June to call up Luke with, you know, obviously they're doing the whole Gestapo thing, watching her the whole time. But she's supposed to convince Luke to let Serena see the child. I still don't really know why she helped her with this, even in the plot. I mean, she didn't get nothing for it. You know, but hey, whatever. So she helps Serena. Or yeah, she convinces Luke to let Serena see the child to say goodbye. Alright, Serena flies up to Canada, visits the child. Luke chews her out because she's kind of an awful person and kind of deserves it. Alright. Says goodbye to the child, flies back, and immediately Fred's like, yeah, it doesn't have to be it. And Serena takes no convincing for her. She's just like, yeah, let's say fuck it and let's just keep doing it. So they start a national fucking prayer tour asking Canada to return their child. Of course, June is horrified to find out that the woman who held her down while her husband raped her a bunch of times turned out not to be very trustworthy and broke her word. So, yeah. Who would have ever seen that coming? So while with the ambassadors alone, Alfred, or June offered all of it. She's like, yeah, listen, number one, Fred Waterford is not the father. So, and it's actually this dude, Nick Blaine. And, you know, both the parents don't want him here. They want him to stay in Canada. So, that should be it. But then they're like, well, you know, we're going to need something. And she's like, well, I'll bring you a commander that'll cooperate with y'all. You know, and okay, interestingly, another plot hole. So these ambassadors are like, oh, okay, yeah, bring us Nick Blaine, and we'll protect your child. So she goes off and convinces Nick to cooperate with these people. And Nick goes in and talks to him the next day. And the next day they decide, nope, Nick Blaine is not somebody we are going to work with. See, once again, and Serena says to June, oh, what? Nick, he never told you? We probably wouldn't have Gilead without him. You see, now I'm sure there'll be more on that later, but again, I'm like, so the ambassadors knew who he was before when they agreed, but now, like, what, they meet him and realize who he is? Because he's clearly famous if he's like, I don't know. That one is going to need some explanation as to why they initially agreed and then backed off. All right. Anyways. Now, problem is, while the Waterfords want the kid back, the rest of the Gilead government doesn't really seem to care and is actually more than happy to let the kid stay in Canada as collateral. Because, I mean, the rest of them are really just like, hey, this makes us look sympathetic to the rest of the world, and for the most part, we kind of look like assholes. So, yeah, that's good. But that's not good enough for Fred and Serena. Okay? So, Fred and Serena end up going rogue. And Serena tells Fred about Mark Torello, and he can help us get the baby back. So, Fred and Serena are off on their own, and they meet up with Mark, and he's like, yeah, just come up down the road with me. This is a safe place to talk. And Fred's driving along like, man, this is a long ride up the road. What the hell are we doing? And as soon as he gets out of the car, Mark's like, oh, Fred Waterford, you have crossed into Canada and you are under arrest for crimes against humanity. Oh, shit. Oh. It is, of course, realized eventually this was all part of Serena's stone cold plan. Fucking, she traded him, Fred, for, well, to visit her, again, quotes, daughter. I don't think the government could give the kid to her. Like, doesn't really have any legal claim to it, but she gets visitations with her daughter in exchange for luring Fred there. But Fred, man, he's like, yeah, okay, I got a plan. Let me tell y'all about some bullshit my wife did. So basically now Serena ends up getting arrested too. Because, basically she had an immunity where everything she had done was considered under duress by penalty of the state or some shit. But the problem is, when she had Nick impregnate June, that actually breaks Gilead's laws too, and thus they can get her for that. I don't know if that would really work, but hey, I gotta admit, like, they just totally fucked up the prisoner's dilemma. You're not, nobody's supposed to talk, but it turns out, they just both knocked each other out. Freaking wonderful. Oh, boy. So, meanwhile, June is back home, and she's doing her best to try to see Hannah any chance she can get. Alright? Now, again, it's kind of weird because the first time it was known that Hannah was there, it was like, yeah, she's in a different district, and it was a quote very long drive to see her. Um, and now it seems like the Martha shops at the same market as they do. So yeah, I don't know. Well, so June runs into the Martha at the market and she tells her about the prison. Well, okay, it's a school that looks a lot like a prison. I mean, that again, this show is so fucked up, but yeah. All right. The Martha tells her about that. But what the Martha doesn't know is that June's little snitch fucking shopping partner, Natalie, all right, who's pregnant right now, she tells Aunt Lydia, hey, shit, I saw June talking with that Martha from the Mackenzie house. Oh, shit. Well, we wake up the next day, and it's a hanging. Another fucked up ritual where all the handmaids get to heave ho on a rope, and on the other end, somebody ends up dying, usually a couple of people, getting hung. Alright? And well, it's the Martha being hung for endangering a child. And on top of that, the Mackenzies have been relocated and nobody knows where. So, after helping to execute the woman that didn't really want to help her, but June kind of forced to anyways, that's when Natalie tells June, hey, you should be happy. I removed the temptation. Say, what? Yeah, told Aunt Lydia you was talking to that Martha. Now you can't try to visit the Mackenzie's daughter. This bitch is like totally brainwashed, mind you, you know? June, of course, goes into psychopathic woman rage and starts working her way down the crazy rabbit hole at that point. I mean, she's like, oh, fuck no, bitch. Alright, attacks Natalie, fucking whoops her ass. Then, in true mean girl fashion, turns all the rest of them against her, which totally fucking deserved it, by the way. I mean, you know, she's like, yeah, like, I just got somebody killed, and I don't feel bad about it at all. In fact, I think it was right. Okay? Yeah. So, the rest of the handmaids are like, yeah, fuck this bitch. Treating her like shit all the way up until she snaps and goes fucking mass shooter. Yeah, that's right. Fucking, she goes crazy. Fucking attacks fucking crazy old one-eyed Janine. Fucking grabs a guardian's gun. Tries to shoot some people. Ends up getting shot herself by the guardians. Of course, the fertile women don't get killed in this world. So getting shot doesn't kill her. But instead, she goes into a coma and becomes literally an inanimate object, a baby incubator. And June gets to spend like, 6-7 months in the hospital with her, going further fucking insane. And then we get treated to a scene that I really could have done without, where they cut the baby out of the comatose woman's stomach. And in the hospital, June meets a little girl who is not old enough to have kids yet, but she's super excited that she's fertile and she just can't wait to do her fucking, do her duty for God or what the fuck ever. Oh, and June is like, oh, motherfucker, this kid does not remember the before time, and this is some more shit. Oh, boy. And that is when June decides, oh, fuck, bitch, I know what I'm gonna do. You've inspired me. I'm gonna get as many kids out of this shithole country as I can. Well, alright, folks, let's just take a quick break here to give a shout out to the show's sponsor, W Energy Drink. That's right, pure gamer fuel, mental focus, and clarity. I haven't drank one yet today. That's why I'm not. Well, actually, I am still doing pretty well. I'm beating Donkey Kong here. But point is, I'm gonna start doing a hell of a lot better. I keep forgetting there's a new camera. That's right. Head on over to w.gg. You'll see we got shakers. We got tubs of W. Alright. It's like, 40 energy drinks in there. A lot easier to store that than it is to store 40 cans of energy drinks. 40 cans of monsters, you look crazy anyways. You don't want that. Of course, as always, folks, go to the link in the description of this video. Use the promo code TDDD for the daily dose of Dawn. Get 10% off your order. Alright. We'll get back to the show just a second here. Okay, I gotta hit this in the right order. That'd be nice. Oh. Alrighty then. So, the Waterbirds, before going rogue, made this new buddy, George Winslow, in D.C. And they started kind of setting their sights on Lawrence for reasons weren't really explained, other than he does kind of protect June a couple of times. So they decide, oh, look at that one. So they decide, like, hey, this Lawrence guy's had like 4 handmaids. And, like, he ain't got no children. It's like he's not trying to have children. Something's fucked up here, And so they just show up on his door the day they're supposed to be doing the ceremony. Like the Waterfords and Winslow and Lydia and a doctor. And they're just like, yep, we're here to pray for a blessed ceremony. And we're going to have the doctor check her afterwards to make sure you actually did it. So, once again, this show has found a way to reinvent rape. Because now Lawrence, who doesn't want to do this fucking system, doesn't want kids, doesn't want nothing, he now has no choice but to fucking, I guess, drop a load in June and hope she doesn't get pregnant right in front of his wife, whom he sincerely loves. Oh, my God. This world sucks. Anyway, so June walks him through how to get raped. And basically after that ordeal and realizing that's probably not the last time that one's gonna happen, Lawrence then decides, yes, he will help June. He will get a truck and she will get himself, his wife, and 10 children out of Gilead. as much as he's helping for. So June starts spreading the word amongst the Marthas. She's looking for kids to get out. And at first everybody's like, you're fucking nuts. Want to move children? Jesus. That ain't gonna happen. But eventually, like after realizing, hey, they might actually be able to pull this off, it turns out they actually had quite a lot of people who wanted to get kids out of Gilead. And before you know it, she's got 50 kids she's got to find room for on a truck that's got 10 seats. Oh, fuck, how does that math work? Well, turns out you're going to need a plane. And luckily, there's a guy at the bar at Jezebel's that has a plane. Billy, the bartender. Alrighty then. And also, luckily, we can fast travel to Jezebel's now. All June had to do was say like, "Hey Lawrence, I need you to take me to Jezebel's tonight." I mean, still like in season one, like it was like a whole episode ordeal to get there. They had to go through checkpoints and all this shit. Nope, this one it's like once again, let's just go. All right, fine. I don't really need to go through the whole ordeal every time, I suppose, but Jesus, still. Anyways, so she goes to Jezebel's, meets up with the bartender Billy, convinces Billy to help basically by leaving the plane on the ground for 24 hours. But on her way out the door, June runs into Winslow. And of course, this was after the whole ceremony debacle, so Winslow is already a little like, I don't know, like they don't really have time to go into it, but they're pretty sure they were starting to think Lawrence was gay or something, but. So, like, Winslow's like, hey, if he brought you here, why ain't y'all having fun while you down here? And June's just like, oh, well, he likes to send me out here, and then I come back and tell him what happened. You guys got your kinks. So Winslow tries to show June his forcible rape kink, and June stabs the ever living shit out of him. And then clocks him over the fucking head with something. Bam! Winslow's bitch ass is dead. Of course, this is a real problem because, this is a bar that is not supposed to exist. Winslow's a super high ranking dude. All sorts of sin going on here. Yeah, what's gonna happen, huh? Well, one of the Marthas who recognizes June as the woman who helped her earlier in the season, small thing. And she basically is like, hey, yo, down the hallway and to the left, get the fuck out of here, and I'll take care of this. June jumps in the car with Lawrence. It's like, drive, and fucking they head back. Now, being informed on what just happened, Lawrence is like, alright, well, shit's about to hit the fan, so here's a gun. Probably gonna need that. You know, gotta point out, Gilead does not have a lot of guns, which is really weird for even a dystopian remnants of America. I mean, like, yeah, I get that this is a absolutely brutal, no bullshit fucking society, government, but I don't know. I don't feel like they would get the guns that much. But at the same time, this is like Massachusetts, so it's not like it's Texas. Alright, but I digress. So June has now got a gun. Alright, so the next morning, June wakes up. And there are men fucking at the door. Bam, bo, bo, bo. And she's like, oh shit. Eleanor, Lawrence's wife, comes up. And she's just like, oh yeah, it's just Lawrence's co-workers. Yeah, they need to tell him something. Like, oh, alright. It's Putnam. And he's telling Lawrence, hey, we got a real fucking issue here. Alright? Because basically, he tells him the Waterfords are in Canada, that they went rogue, trying to get their baby back. And friggin' Winslow is missing, so they have not found a body yet, and are presuming that the Canadians are behind his disappearance. So June is off the hook for the murder. And of course, slightly after that is when they received news that June was successful in convincing the bartender to help them with the plane. So they've got a week to prepare to get out of Gilead. All of them. Oh, but man, is Eleanor causing problems for that week. Yeah, that's right. She's still mentally ill. She's confused. She tends to talk a lot. Oh boy, she wants to talk a lot. She's got to save the children. She's talking to the wrong people about saving children. Oh boy. Well, and then in her crazy mood, in a bit of depression, she swallows a bunch of pills. Alright? And June, realizing in another bit of character development, and like, holy shit, she just lets the wife die. She's just like, nope, you run your mouth too much, you're gonna fuck up the plan. It's best we just let her die. Goes upstairs and takes a nap while Eleanor dies from an overdose. Shit. Alright, yeah. Alright. So coming into the finale. It's May Day. It's fucking, like the day's the day. Or well, tonight's the night. But the problem is, one kid and a Martha showed up during the day. Way too early. Apparently they couldn't wait. And while the strategic one, Lawrence, wants to be like, tell that bitch to get the fuck out of here, she fucked up the plan, June is not sending anybody back to stay in Gilead. While the Martha freaks the fuck out, is like, dude, we gotta go back. And June is like, yo, you ain't going nowhere, bitch. Puts that gun in her face. But the Martha runs away anyways, because you can't really shoot her in this town with people around. I mean, so, and basically, yeah. So now the Martha is out there running around, and she's going to put the whole damn plan into jeopardy. But this ain't stopping June. She is still going through with this shit. Alright, nighttime comes. She's got a parade of 86 fucking children. Alright? And her and the other handmaids are leading the children through the streets while the guardians are out going house to house looking for the missing kid from earlier. Okay? So the handmaids start throwing rocks and shit at the guardians to distract all of them so that the kids can get on the plane. And the plane takes off. Alright? June at this point has just gone stone cold, by the way. Alright? She runs up, like, drawing a bunch of guardians out. They shoot. They miss. Or no, they didn't miss. She was wounded. Okay? But she's just wounded. As soon as they up on her, she turns around. Pop, 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 motherfucker. With a goddamn pistol. And then fucking, like, has that dude all clear. And then she just straight up executes him. So, holy shit, man. She's going crazy. Good for her. The plane takes off. It lands in Canada. Oh, it is heartwarming. A father is reunited with a daughter. Emily and Rita reunite on the other side. There was somebody that tells Luke, hey, it was your wife that did all of this. It's all just absolutely amazing. Well, that's some friggin' shit. Apparently this is going to be the one where I run up the score. Back over in Gilead, after all's calmed down a little bit, the handmaids collect June's wounded body up, who is still alive, and she says some biblical shit about leading her people to freedom. And that is the end of season 3. Okay. So, yeah, holy crap, couple of reactions here. Number 1, this is a masterclass in character development. My God, why can Marvel not do this? I mean, seriously, if I'm gonna say, I mean, the more I learn of this Margaret Atwood, the more I kind of think you typically, well, let's say she has a perspective that she ain't giving up on. But, like, I'm also kind of like, could she please write Star Wars? If, like, they're gonna insist on doing female characters? Because, like, that would actually be pretty cool. You know? No, like, I'm not saying, like, the female characters all have to go through, like, years of getting raped for me to like them, but, I do need them to go through adversity. And I need to see the adversity so that I respect them. They have done this with this character. Oh, yes, very much. Oh. No, another thing I think I mentioned at the last one there, I have started, like, I'm getting annoyed with this trope of some guy shows up and he's all powerful and then it turns out he ain't nothing. I mean, even I am kind of curious, like, I feel like we're eventually, next season in 4, we're going to learn more about how Gilead actually runs, because it has actually been pretty confusing, and that's been, like, what the other countries want to know, is, like, how are decisions made, and, shit like that. Holy crap, I have been missing that a lot. Alright, there we go. But, yeah. As always, folks, no matter where you're watching this, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, any of those platforms, follow us on all 3, subscribe, like, share this. Let's share this stuff, man. Let's make sure that nobody has to go without having the Handmaid's Tale mansplained to them. All right? That sounds like a good goal for 2025. That nobody will not understand the Handmaid's Tale. Yeah. Oh. Got one hole left here on Mario Golf, so we'll probably just try to bullshit for another minute or two while I finish it up. Mm-hmm. Now, I have watched the season premiere, the season 4. I don't know. I don't like Lawrence as much anymore. I liked the guy at first, but now he's just kind of turning into a little bitch. I want to know what Nick did. Why is he such a scumbag that, like, they won't even take him as a traitor to his country? You know? That's the one I'm interested in. Oh boy, that's gonna go. Oh, well, that could have been worse. I do have to admit, the show is overall very, very good. Very good. I'm just waiting. Okay, so it's like once a season they have to just have some shocking new form of rape. So what? There's like, so that means I got 3 more forms of rape to learn about. You know, season 4, 5, and 6. And I'm sure the ending, like whatever the fuck it is, it's probably like, I don't know, the whole world rapes the moon or something. Probably. I don't fucking. Man, Bowser can't putt for shit. Must be him. I'm putting. My short game today has been terrible. Now it looks like Donkey Kong and Bowser were pretty equally matched. In fact, completely equally matched. So we tied for last place. Oh, alrighty, folks. I hope you enjoyed this quick recap of Season 3, Mansplaining the Handmaid's Tale. And as always, keep up to date with what's going on with your daily dose of Dawn.